What is up, you beautiful people? Welcome to this special video because, as you all know, Sidious was one of the most powerful Sith Lords, possibly of all time. However, even with all that power, he still couldn't match the sheer might and power of Starkiller. That might seem like an exaggeration, but in fact, we see Galen Marek beat Vader convincingly, and he got extremely close in downing the Emperor as well. But here's why Sidious ultimately was really jealous of Starkiller. Think of this. What have we seen Sidious use the most? Force lightning, right? He prided himself in having perfected that force power and crushed anyone who dared to stand in his way. In spite of all that, would you believe that Starkiller was more powerful in force lightning than Sidious himself? In fact, Starkiller used a variation of Force Lightning that no one in the history of both Jedi or Sith was able to achieve. Only Starkiller could use this Force Lightning variation or Force power. To learn more, stick around, we will explain everything, but for now, let's watch all of these beautiful shirts that are available right now on the shop. Those who get these will be strong in the Force for a long time to come, and you support the channel as well. So thank you guys so much, and may the Force be with you. Now, of course, when we think about Starkiller, almost always we think about his absolute monstrous Force abilities. Rarely could any Jedi or Sith in history compare to his might, and to top it off, he had some Force powers in his repertoire that only he possessed. Starkiller went on to retain every Force connection that the original Galen Marek possessed, advancing quickly thanks to both Darth Vader's brutal training methods and memory flashes of the original Galen Marek experiences. Now, it has to be noted that the memory flashes did grant him knowledge of advanced Force techniques that he was previously unaware of. But what else can we say about his telekinetic abilities? He had such raw strength that many times he literally stopped TIE fighters mid-air only to crush them, and the infamous pull of a Star Destroyer. But before I jump into his unique Force ability, which is the point of this whole video, let's be real. The biggest and astronomical Force power that Starkiller possessed was his lightning variants. He could strike with multiple rounds of lightning, and in different aspects. He found many ways to kill and eviscerate enemies with his lightning Force power. You can forgive me if I spam that lightning Force power in the game, but now we come to the main point. The unique Force power. The only Jedi or Grey Jedi to have used this power in this specific way. One of Starkiller's unique abilities was a variant of Mind Trick. Unlike Jedi who use it for peaceful purposes, Starkiller instead would take complete control over his target's mind, convincing them to attack their allies, or in the extreme cases, jump from high places or into environmental hazards. But that's not all. When he would advance his skills with Mind Trick, he was able to control up to 3 enemies at a time, and when the effects of Mind Trick wore off, they, meaning his targets or enemies, would physically explode in a sudden burst of Force energy. This last part was unheard of by anyone who used an advanced Mind Trick. No Jedi or Sith in history. This was the power of Starkiller, and now it's gone. It's no longer canon. To be honest, that's one of my pet peeves from this whole Legends canon separation, and yeah, I understand his powers are often too OP, and it may not be good to introduce these powers in canon, but what can I say? I'm extremely biased when it comes to Starkiller. Let me know who is your favorite down in the comments, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. Hope you had an awesome experience. Talk to you in the comments, and may the Force be with you always.